Have you ever noticed how a simple conversation can change the course of your day or even your life? Effective communication isn't just a skill, it's the key to building deeper connections, accelerating career growth, and boosting your confidence. Imagine walking into any room, knowing you have the power to engage and influence those around you. This book, Beyond Small Talk, Crack the Code to Deep Connections, will equip you with practical techniques that transform how you interact, ensuring every exchange is impactful. Get ready to unveil the art of assertive communication that will elevate your social influence. Beyond Small Talk, Crack the Code to Deep Connections, compiled and published by Verbal Charisma. Chapter 1: The Power of Meaningful Conversations. Imagine walking into a bustling cafe, filled with laughter and clinking cups, where two strangers strike up a conversation, and suddenly, they discover a shared passion for adventure. Within minutes, they're not just acquaintances, but potential lifelong friends, all sparked by the magic of a genuine dialogue. This scene emphasizes the extraordinary power of meaningful conversations, which can transform everyday encounters into remarkable connections. Effective communication is not merely about exchanging words. It is about creating resonance, understanding, and intimacy between individuals. This skill serves as the foundation for building relationships, fostering collaboration, and nurturing trust, elements that are vital in our personal and professional lives. Meaningful conversations are the art of engaging others in a way that moves beyond superficial exchanges, delving into the core of what makes us human. This skill enables us to connect on a deeper level, where empathy and curiosity reign. It's important because it cultivates a space in which ideas can flourish, allowing for richer interactions that leave a lasting impact. The essence of this ability lies in its dual nature. It not only involves speaking thoughtfully, but also requires listening actively and responding authentically. In a world where distractions are omnipresent, mastering this skill can not only enhance our social influence, but also ignite our confidence in any setting. Consider the small talk that often fills social gatherings. Many people find themselves reverting to cliches and surface-level observations, inadvertently constructing emotional walls. Think about a time when you engaged with someone who droned on about the weather, leaving you feeling uninspired. In contrast, a friend who asks about your dreams or values invites you to share a piece of your soul, creating an unforgettable connection. Imagine using this skill to connect with a new colleague at work. Instead of discussing mundane details, you might ask, "What drives your passion for this field?" A question like this invites depth, sparking a conversation that could lead to collaboration and lasting friendships. You can begin to harness the power of meaningful conversations today by practicing a few simple techniques. Start by actively listening. This means letting go of the urge to reply immediately and focusing instead on the speaker's words and feelings. Next, cultivate curiosity by asking open-ended questions that encourage elaboration. Instead of asking if someone enjoyed their weekend, ask them what their ideal weekend looks like. Another approach is to share your own experiences. This doesn't mean turning the conversation to yourself. Instead, weave in relevant stories that relate to what the other person is sharing, thus fostering a richer dialogue. Lastly, practice being present. In a world filled with distractions, maintaining eye contact and minimizing phone use can profoundly change how you connect with others. Embrace these techniques, and you will begin to transform your conversations into deeply meaningful exchanges, powering your connections for the better. As we continue this journey together, prepare to explore more techniques that will elevate your communication skills to new heights. Remember to subscribe to my channel, Verbal Charisma, for more insights on mastering the art of conversation. Chapter 2: Breaking the Ice with Confidence. Imagine stepping into a crowded room filled with unfamiliar faces and sensing a mix of excitement and apprehension in your chest. Suddenly, a warm smile and a confident introduction from someone across the room breaks the tension, making the atmosphere instantly more welcoming. This powerful moment reveals the magic of breaking the ice, a vital skill that transforms uncomfortable encounters into lively exchanges. Breaking the ice means initiating conversations, creating an atmosphere where openness and connection can flourish. This ability is essential because that's often the first step toward deeper interactions, whether at a networking event, a social gathering, or even a workplace meeting. When executed skillfully, breaking the ice serves as a catalyst for engagement, paving the way for authentic connections that enrich our lives. The significance of this skill lies in its capacity to dismantle barriers that inhibit conversation and trust, allowing individuals to feel comfortable in each other's presence. A confident icebreaker invites curiosity and fosters a sense of belonging, ensuring that everyone feels included. Conversely, failing to break the ice may leave interactions stagnant, filled with awkward silences and missed opportunities for connection. Consider a recent dinner party where people clung to their phones, avoiding meaningful connection. The host, however, initiated a playful two truths and a lie game, sparking laughter and stories among the guests. Each joke cracked open the energy in the room, leading to newfound friendships. In contrast, think about a time you felt isolated in a group, wishing someone would approach you first. That moment of hesitation often stems from a lack of ice-breaking skill, leaving fantastic opportunities to connect unexplored. You can learn to break the ice with simple, actionable techniques that will make you feel more confident. Begin by adopting an approachable body language. A simple smile can transform you from a stranger into a friend. Next, prepare a few versatile conversation starters ahead of time. You might say something light and engaging like, "What's the best thing that happened to you this week?" This opens the floor for a conversation, inviting the other person to share their excitement or challenges. Another technique involves sharing a bit about yourself right after breaking the ice. For example, if you ask someone about their weekend plans, you might follow up with a brief personal anecdote, creating a comfortable back-and-forth dynamic. Moreover, practice active observation. Pay attention to your environment and use it as fodder for conversation. If you notice a beautiful painting in the room, offer a comment that encourages others to share their thoughts. Finally, embrace the art of vulnerability by showing genuine interest in the other person. This could mean asking about their passions or their journey, which opens deeper dialogues and allows connections to flourish. As you incorporate these techniques, you'll find that breaking the ice becomes second nature. This skill will empower you to transform any social context into an opportunity for connection and collaboration. Stay tuned for more insightful strategies to enhance your ability to engage meaningfully with others. Remember to subscribe to my channel, Verbal Charisma, to deepen your communication expertise. Chapter 3. The Art of Asking the Right Questions. Picture yourself at a gathering where the conversations are filled with buzzing energy, laughter, and excitement. In the center of it all stands an individual effortlessly drawing others in by asking insightful questions that spark dynamic exchanges. This captivating scenario exemplifies the art of asking the right questions, a fundamental skill that can elevate any conversation into an enriching experience. At its core, asking the right questions is about initiating dialogue that encourages openness, discovery, and genuine connection. This skill empowers you to delve deeper into subjects, moving past mundane small talk and uncovering the rich narratives that lie beneath the surface. Mastering the art of questioning is essential, as it shapes the direction of conversations and influences the depth of relationships. Questions can illuminate the minds of those we engage with, revealing their passions, dreams, and even vulnerabilities. When you demonstrate curiosity through well-crafted questions, you not only foster engagement, but also create a sense of shared understanding. Failing to ask the right questions, however, may lead to conversations that feel shallow and unsatisfying, leaving both parties disconnected. For example, at a networking event, a novice might ask, "What do you do for a living?" This is a safe question, but it often leads to standard responses. A more seasoned communicator might instead ask, "What inspired you to pursue your current career path?" This question opens the door for storytelling and deeper insights, allowing for a more engaging exchange. Furthermore, consider a situation where a friend seems troubled. Instead of asking, "Are you okay?" delve deeper with, "What's been weighing on your mind lately?" This shows you care and encourages the person to share their thoughts. To cultivate this skill, start by embracing the spirit of curiosity. Approach conversations with an open mind, eager to learn about others' perspectives. Another technique is to develop a mental toolbox of open-ended questions that invite elaboration. For instance, after asking about someone's weekend, follow up with, "What was the highlight for you?" The trick is to ask questions that can't be answered with a simple yes or no. Additionally, practice the power of empathy by framing your questions thoughtfully. For example, when discussing a complex topic, you might say, "I'm really interested in how this impacted you personally." This invites vulnerability and deeper conversation. Another effective tactic is to listen attentively to the responses given. Reflecting on what you've heard can lead to follow-up questions. If someone shares an impressive accomplishment, respond with, "How did that experience shape your goals moving forward?" This shows you're engaged and encourages the other person to explore their thoughts further. Lastly, remember the influence of timing. Let the conversation flow naturally before diving into deeper questions, ensuring the person feels comfortable sharing. By mastering the art of asking the right questions, you'll unlock a wealth of opportunities for connection and insight. Embrace this skill and watch your conversations shift from the ordinary to the extraordinary. Keep following along for more techniques that will enhance your communication prowess. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Verbal Charisma, for additional strategies that will enrich your interactions. Chapter 4: Active Listening. Hear beyond words. Imagine sitting across from a friend who seems distraught, their eyes brimming with unspoken feelings. Instead of tuning into their words, your mind drifts to the presentation you have to prepare for next week. In that moment, the opportunity for connection slips through your fingers like sand. This scenario highlights the profound skill of active listening, which goes beyond simply hearing words. It entails fully engaging with the speaker, processing their emotions, and responding thoughtfully. Active listening is about making a concerted effort to understand the speaker's message, not just on a verbal level, but also on an emotional and contextual plane, thereby facilitating a deeper connection. This skill is indispensable in human interaction because it fosters trust, enhances relationships, and ensures that conversations are meaningful. When individuals feel truly heard, they become more open and engaged, creating an environment ripe for collaboration and understanding. On the flip side, when active listening is absent, conversations can devolve into miscommunication and frustration. Consider how a colleague shares a challenging project update. If you're simply nodding while your mind wanders, you miss important nuances that may contribute to solutions or support they could use. Let's consider a practical example. One day, during a team meeting, a colleague expresses frustration regarding a project delay. If others merely hear the facts but do not engage with empathy, they might miss the opportunity to foster teamwork and support. Conversely, by practicing active listening, a team member might say, "It sounds like you're really feeling the pressure. How can we help you move this forward?" Such a question invites collaboration and reassures the speaker that their feelings are valued, paving the way for deeper trust and understanding. To cultivate active listening, begin by removing distractions. This means putting down your phone and making direct eye contact. When you focus completely on the speaker, you communicate that their message matters to you. Another practical technique is to paraphrase or reflect back what the other person has said. For instance, after a friend shares something personal, you might respond with, "So, what I'm hearing is that you're feeling overwhelmed. Is that right?" This not only shows that you're listening carefully, but also gives them a chance to clarify if needed. Encouraging the speaker to elaborate is another powerful strategy. By asking questions like, "Can you tell me more about how that made you feel?" you create a space for them to express their thoughts further, showcasing your genuine interest in their experience. Additionally, pay attention to nonverbal cues. Body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice can convey a wealth of information. Noticing these details helps you respond more sensitively to the speaker's needs. As you develop and refine your active listening skills, you'll undoubtedly find that your interactions become richer and more fulfilling. By hearing beyond words, you build connections that resonate deeply and foster collaborative environments. This chapter encourages you to embrace active listening as a way to enrich your conversations and relationships further. Stay tuned for the next chapter, where we will explore the impact of speaking with clarity and purpose. Remember to subscribe to my channel, Verbal Charisma, as we continue to unlock the secrets of effective communication together. Chapter 5: Speaking with Impact and Clarity. Imagine standing in front of an audience, your heart pounding and palms sweaty, as you deliver a speech. With every word you speak, you can see their eyes glued to you, intrigued and engaged. This moment highlights the undeniable power of speaking with impact and clarity, a vital skill that can make or break any interaction, whether in a professional setting, casual conversation, or even personal relationships. Speaking with impact means expressing your thoughts in a way that captivates your audience, leaving them not only informed, but also inspired to act. When your words are clear and your message powerful, you can command attention, foster understanding, and prompt meaningful responses. This skill is fundamental in human interaction because it shapes the way we're perceived and how our ideas are received. Clear communication minimizes misunderstandings and maximizes engagement. When you convey your thoughts with confidence and precision, you establish authority and credibility. In contrast, when messages are muddled or lack conviction, audiences may struggle to connect with what you're saying, leading to disengagement and confusion. Consider a moment in your life when you had something important to express, perhaps telling a superior about a project's progress. If your explanation was convoluted and filled with unnecessary jargon, you likely left them wondering about your competence. Now imagine offering them a succinct overview. The project is on track, and we expect completion ahead of schedule. Such clarity not only builds trust but also reflects your capability. Alternatively, think of a time when a friend shared a story filled with unnecessary details, leaving you puzzled about the main point. Conversely, by honing your ability to speak with clarity, you'll enable others to connect with and remember your message. To immediately develop this essential skill, start by organizing your thoughts before you speak. Take a moment to outline your core message, focusing on what you want your audience to take away. You might even practice this by summarizing your thoughts as if you were explaining them to a child. This forces you to simplify and clarify what truly matters. Another valuable technique is to embrace the power of brevity. Instead of rambling, strive to express yourself in concise sentences. An impactful statement, such as, "I'm passionate about improving team collaboration," carries far more weight than excessive elaboration. Additionally, utilizing vivid imagery can enhance your communication. For instance, instead of saying, "We need to work harder," you might say, "Imagine our team as a ship gaining speed. If we all row together, we can navigate these waters successfully." This paints a clear picture and facilitates a stronger emotional connection. Moreover, practice active pauses. Taking a moment between ideas allows your audience to absorb your points and adds emphasis to your message. As you cultivate the ability to speak with impact and clarity, you'll not only elevate your conversations, but also inspire those around you. This chapter serves as a stepping stone toward mastering the art of communication. Get ready to explore more techniques that will further enhance your ability to connect deeply with others. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Verbal Charisma, to unlock even more secrets to effective communication. Chapter 6: The Secret to Charismatic Storytelling. Imagine entering a room where someone captivates an audience with a story that sweeps you off your feet, transporting you to another time and place. The words they weave together create vivid images, emotional connections, and leave listeners craving to hear more. This experience illustrates the incredible power of charismatic storytelling, a skill that can transform ordinary interactions into memorable exchanges. Charismatic storytelling is the ability to convey ideas and experiences through engaging narratives that resonate deeply with listeners. When deployed effectively, this skill allows you to captivate, inspire, and evoke emotions in those around you, making your messages not just heard, but felt. The importance of storytelling in human interaction cannot be underestimated. Stories create connections. They foster empathy and understanding, bridging gaps between individuals. Whether you're speaking to a colleague about a project, addressing a crowd, or sharing an experience with friends, storytelling can enhance your message and facilitate greater engagement. In contrast, failing to tell a compelling story can lead to disinterest and missed opportunities to connect with others. Think about the last time you attended a presentation filled with dry statistics and data. How quickly did your mind wander? Now, picture your favorite speaker, who skillfully intertwined personal anecdotes, evoking laughter and even tears. This is the power of charismatic storytelling. Consider a time when you vividly recalled the details of an experience that shaped your perspective. Sharing such stories can serve as powerful tools for connection. For example, if you're discussing resilience, telling a personal story about overcoming a challenge can draw in your audience. Contrast this with someone who gives a generic reply, offering mere facts without context. Which interaction would you find more relatable and engaging? To cultivate your storytelling skill, start by identifying the core message you want to convey. Ask yourself, what do I want my audience to take away from this story? Once you establish your message, think about the emotional journey you want your listeners to experience. Now, choose a compelling scene or character that illustrates your message vividly. As you share your story, let your personality shine through. Use descriptive language that paints a picture, helping listeners visualize each moment. Another effective technique is to incorporate dialogue into your stories, bringing characters to life and fostering engagement. For instance, if you're recounting a humorous encounter with a friend, include snippets of conversation to create a vivid scene. Additionally, learn to embrace pauses. Allow moments of silence during key parts of your story to let the message resonate and build anticipation. Finally, practice your delivery. The manner in which you tell your story is as important as the content. Utilize appropriate gestures, facial expressions, and tone variations to capture and maintain your audience's attention. Recording yourself during practice can provide insight into how to refine your storytelling style. As you embrace the art of charismatic storytelling, you'll find that your interactions become richer and more impactful. Prepare to discover even more techniques that will elevate your communication prowess in the upcoming chapters. Remember to subscribe to my channel, Verbal Charisma, to continue unlocking the secrets of masterful storytelling. Chapter 7: Mastering Assertiveness Without Aggression. Imagine standing in a crowded room where people are engaged in lively discussions, yet you feel invisible, hesitating to contribute your thoughts. Suddenly, someone speaks up with confidence, articulating their opinions clearly and respectfully. The atmosphere shifts. People turn their attention, eager to hear more. This powerful moment demonstrates the essence of assertiveness, a vital communication skill that allows you to express your thoughts, feelings, and needs openly while respecting others. Mastering assertiveness is about finding that perfect balance, being self-assured without resorting to aggression. It empowers you to voice your perspective, fostering respect and collaboration in any interaction. Understanding assertiveness is crucial for effective communication. It allows you to stand up for yourself while also valuing the views of others. This skill fosters healthy relationships, enabling you to express dissent or agree affirmatively without fear of confrontation. In situations where assertiveness is lacking, misunderstandings may arise. Consider the workplace where a team member stays silent during meetings, leading to unresolved issues or misguided decisions. Conversely, when another colleague expresses disagreement respectfully, it can lead to productive dialogues and stronger team dynamics. Take a moment to reflect on a recent experience. Perhaps you had an idea that you wanted to pitch, but you held back, worrying about how it would be received. Alternatively, think of a scenario where someone harshly critiqued your work without considering your feelings, a situation that could have been transformed through assertive communication. This contrast underscores the significance of mastering assertiveness. It allows you to create conversations that are constructive rather than confrontational. To develop assertiveness in your own life, start by practicing self-awareness. Acknowledge your feelings and opinions, recognizing that they are valid and deserve expression. Once you understand your perspective, articulate it clearly. For instance, instead of saying, "I think maybe we could do this differently," try a more confident, I believe it would be beneficial to approach this project with X strategy. This shift not only communicates your insight, but also demonstrates certainty. Another technique involves using I statements. This approach helps convey your thoughts without sounding accusatory. For example, instead of saying, "You never listen to my ideas," rephrase it to, "I feel overlooked when my suggestions aren't acknowledged." This makes your feelings clear while fostering a more open dialogue. Additionally, embrace the art of active listening. When someone responds to you, show that you're engaged and value their perspective. Nodding, maintaining eye contact, and following up with questions can go a long way in building rapport. Finally, practice assertive body language. Stand tall, avoid crossing your arms, and mirror your feelings with your posture. These nonverbal cues reinforce your message and enhance your assertiveness. By mastering assertiveness without aggression, you'll cultivate healthier, more effective interactions across all areas of your life. Get ready to see the transformative power of clear self-expression as we delve deeper into practical techniques in the upcoming chapters. Remember to subscribe to my channel, Verbal Charisma, to continue your journey toward becoming an exceptional communicator. Chapter 8: Overcoming Social Anxiety with Presence. Picture yourself at a lively gathering, laughter filling the air, but instead of joining in, you feel like a wallflower, anxious and uncertain. This scenario highlights the challenge of social anxiety, a feeling that many of us have faced at some point. Overcoming social anxiety with presence means learning to engage confidently with those around you, establishing a sense of ease that fosters connection and participation. This skill involves cultivating self-awareness and being fully present in the moment, allowing you to break free from the grips of anxiety and interact authentically. The importance of mastering this skill cannot be overstated. Social anxiety can hinder personal and professional growth by preventing you from cultivating valuable relationships and seizing opportunities. Being present allows you to forge genuine connections, as it encourages active listening and thoughtful responses. On the flip side, failing to overcome social anxiety can create an isolation that deepens feelings of insecurity and disconnection. Think of a time when you found yourself at an event but felt paralyzed by self-doubt, unable to initiate a conversation or share your ideas. That missed opportunity not only stifled your potential for connection, but also left you feeling frustrated and unfulfilled. To overcome this challenge, it's essential to start with self-acceptance. Understand that feeling anxious is normal. Everyone has moments of doubt. Embrace the idea that you are worthy of engaging with others and that your presence adds value to any conversation. One powerful technique is to practice deep breathing before entering a social setting. For instance, before a meeting or event, count to 5 as you inhale deeply, hold for a moment, and then exhale slowly. This technique grounds you and eases your nervous energy, allowing you to approach others with a calm demeanor. Another effective strategy is to set simple, achievable goals. Instead of overwhelming yourself with the idea of mingling with everyone, aim to connect with just one person. Approach someone at the event and ask a friendly question about their interests, opening the door to conversation. This small step can lead to exciting exchanges and build your confidence as the night progresses. Additionally, visualize success before entering a social situation. Close your eyes and imagine having engaging conversations and enjoying your time. This mental rehearsal can desensitize you to the anxiety and empower you to enter the area with a more positive mindset. Moreover, practice active presence while engaging with others. Instead of letting your mind race with worries, focus intently on what others are saying, responding thoughtfully, and asking open-ended questions. Being fully engaged contributes to richer conversations and diminishes feelings of anxiety. Lastly, embrace vulnerability by sharing your feelings with trusted friends or family members. Expressing your misconceptions about social settings can bring reassurance and support, reminding you that you are not alone in this journey. As you develop the ability to overcome social anxiety with presence, you will unlock new dimensions of connection and meaningful interaction. Prepare to explore further techniques in the upcoming chapters to enhance your overall communication prowess. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Verbal Charisma, so we can continue this journey toward confident and engaging conversations together. Chapter 9: Reading Between the Lines. Decode intentions. Imagine sitting in a meeting where a colleague is speaking about a project update. While their words seem optimistic, you notice subtle shifts in their tone and body language that suggest uncertainty. This moment exemplifies the power of reading between the lines, understanding the unspoken emotions and intentions behind the words we hear. Decoding intentions means being able to interpret not only what someone is saying, but how they truly feel about their message. This skill is vital as it allows you to navigate complex social landscapes, enabling you to respond more appropriately and effectively. Understanding the nuances of human interaction is critical for building strong relationships. When you can read a person's emotional cues, you foster deeper connections that transcend surface-level conversations. This skill creates opportunities for collaboration, empathy, and support. Conversely, failing to notice these subtle signals may lead to misunderstandings and conflicts. Think of a time when a friend shared something with enthusiasm, but their body language conveyed discomfort. If you had been tuned in, you would have recognized their hidden fear and addressed it, strengthening your relationship rather than risking alienation. To cultivate the skill of decoding intentions, start by honing your observation skills. Pay attention to nonverbal cues such as facial expressions, posture, and gestures. For instance, if a team member seems to be crossing their arms during a discussion, it might suggest defensiveness or disagreement, even if they verbally agree with the points being made. Recognizing these signals allows you to address issues before they escalate, fostering a healthier, more open dialogue. Another technique involves tuning in to emotional tone. How something is said often carries more weight than the words themselves. During conversations, listen for changes in pitch, pace, and volume. For example, if a friend mentions a recent achievement, but their voice trails off, it might signify that they feel proud yet insecure about the accomplishment. You can respond by affirming their success and encouraging them to share more about what it means to them. Additionally, practice reflecting feelings. When someone shares a sentiment, paraphrase it back to them with an emotional twist. For example, if someone says they're fine when their tone suggests otherwise, you might respond with, "I sense there's more on your mind. I'm here to listen." This keeps the door open for deeper conversations, ensuring they feel heard and valued. Moreover, engage in role-play exercises to refine your skills. Find a friend and take turns discussing various topics where you both practice reading non-verbal cues and tones. Afterward, discuss what each of you noticed to improve your interpretation abilities. This hands-on practice can be invaluable in real-life social settings, building your confidence in decoding intentions. As you hone your ability to read between the lines, you will find that your interactions become more insightful and meaningful. By understanding the underlying emotions and intentions of those around you, you create richer, more fulfilling connections. Prepare for more techniques and insights in our next chapter, where we'll further delve into the art of navigating difficult conversations. Remember to subscribe to my channel, Verbal Charisma, as we continue empowering your communication journey. Chapter 10: Navigating Difficult Conversations with Ease. Imagine finding yourself in a tense meeting where two colleagues passionately disagree about a project's direction, tension palpable in the air. As the atmosphere thickens, you realize that someone needs to step in to diffuse the situation. Navigating difficult conversations is the essential skill that allows you to address conflicts and misunderstandings with grace and effectiveness. It involves understanding the emotions at play, asserting your viewpoint clearly, and working collaboratively toward a resolution. This skill is crucial because it leads to healthier relationships, fosters trust, and encourages open dialogue in both personal and professional environments. Mastering this skill is important for several reasons. First, difficult conversations are often unavoidable. They arise naturally as we engage with diverse perspectives. When handled well, these discussions can lead to breakthroughs and a deeper understanding of each other. Conversely, if such conversations are mishandled, they can spiral into anger or resentment, further complicating relationships. Consider a time when you braced yourself for an uncomfortable conversation, perhaps about a recurring issue in a friendship or workplace. If you approached this dialogue with fear, the outcome could have been strained. However, entering the discussion with the right mindset can turn tension into a productive exploration of shared goals. To start navigating difficult conversations with ease, develop a clear intention. What do you want to achieve from the discussion? Focus on seeking solutions rather than assigning blame. For example, if a team member fails to meet a deadline, approach them by saying, "I'd like to discuss how we can ensure smoother collaboration moving forward." This sets a positive tone, making it clear that you aim to enhance the situation rather than confront. Another effective technique is to practice active listening. When engaged in a challenging conversation, strive to hear and understand the other person's perspective before responding. You might say, "I hear that you feel overwhelmed with the timeline, and I appreciate your concerns," validating their feelings and creating space to express their concerns further. This technique helps build trust and opens the door for constructive dialogue. Additionally, embrace vulnerability by sharing your feelings honestly. Expressing your thoughts can create a deeper emotional connection. For instance, say something like, "I feel anxious discussing this because I value our relationship." This transparency generates empathy and often encourages the other person to reciprocate, bringing both parties closer together. Lastly, be prepared to stay calm under pressure. Use body language to convey confidence, maintain an open stance, and steady eye contact to reinforce your willingness to engage. If emotions begin to escalate, take a conscious breath or pause the conversation for a moment to regain composure. By modeling calmness, you help create a more controlled and focused environment. As you embrace these techniques, you will find that navigating difficult conversations becomes less daunting and more empowering. You will ultimately cultivate stronger relationships through transparency and understanding. Prepare for the next chapter, where we'll explore how to set boundaries without guilt or fear, an equally essential component of effective communication. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Verbal Charisma, so we can continue to enhance your skills in fostering meaningful interactions. Chapter 11. Setting Boundaries Without Guilt or Fear. Picture a scenario where you're overwhelmed with commitments, each request feeling like a weight added to your already heavy backpack. During a casual chat with friends, one of them casually mentions a group project, and before you know it, you've committed to yet another obligation. As you walk away, a nagging sense of dread creeps in. This moment reflects the critical skill of setting boundaries, which is the ability to articulate your limits clearly and assertively while prioritizing your well-being. Establishing boundaries is essential because it allows you to safeguard your time, energy, and mental health, ensuring that you engage in relationships and commitments that serve you best. Understanding the significance of this skill is key to fostering healthy relationships. Boundaries help define what is acceptable and unacceptable in your interactions, creating a space where mutual respect can flourish. When you establish clear boundaries, you not only protect yourself, but also encourage others to do the same. Imagine navigating a workplace where everyone respects each other's time. Meetings would be more productive, and collaboration would thrive. On the contrary, when boundaries are neglected, resentment can fester, leading to conflict and strained relationships. Consider a colleague who frequently interrupts your work to chat. If you fail to address this, it may lead to frustration and distraction. To begin honing your boundary-setting skill, first, cultivate self-awareness. Understand your priorities and limits. Reflect on what drains your energy and what elevates it. When you know where your boundaries lie, it becomes easier to communicate them to others. For instance, if a coworker consistently approaches you during your focused work time, you might say, "I really value our conversations, but I need to concentrate on this project right now. Can we chat later?" This not only respects your own needs but also sets the stage for future interactions. Next, practice assertiveness in your communication. Use clear and direct language without apologizing for your needs. For example, instead of saying, "I'm sorry, but I can't help you," you might say, "I'm unable to take on any extra projects at this time." This approach respects your needs and conveys confidence in your decisions. Additionally, consider using I statements to express how certain situations affect you. For instance, saying, "I feel overwhelmed when my personal time is interrupted," communicates your feelings without placing blame. Moreover, role-play different scenarios where boundaries may come into play. Engage with a trusted friend or family member and practice articulating your boundaries in various situations. This will help build your confidence and prepare you for real-life scenarios. Lastly, remind yourself that setting boundaries is not selfish. It's a necessary part of self-care. By protecting your time and energy, you're better equipped to support others and engage authentically. By mastering the skill of setting boundaries without guilt or fear, you will cultivate healthier, more fulfilling interactions. As you embrace your right to assert your needs, both your relationships and your personal well-being will thrive. Prepare to delve deeper into more enriching communication techniques in the next chapter, focusing on the magic of emotional intelligence. Remember to subscribe to my channel, Verbal Charisma, as we continue to bolster your journey towards effective and empowering communication. Chapter 12. The Magic of Emotional Intelligence. Imagine a crowded room where tensions run high. Two colleagues argue loudly about project roles, while the rest uncomfortably watch from the sidelines. Suddenly, a third colleague steps in, recognizing the rising emotions and speaking calmly, acknowledging both perspectives and facilitating a constructive conversation. This moment perfectly illustrates the power of emotional intelligence, a crucial skill that involves recognizing, understanding, and managing our emotions and the emotions of others. Emotional intelligence allows us to navigate social complexities, cultivate empathy, and foster healthier relationships, ultimately enhancing communication in all areas of life. Understanding emotional intelligence is integral to improving interpersonal interactions. It consists of several key components: self-awareness, self-regulation, social awareness, and relationship management. Each of these elements plays a vital role in how we perceive and respond to emotions in ourselves and others. When developed, emotional intelligence helps to enhance collaboration, reduce conflict, and facilitate understanding. Conversely, lacking emotional intelligence can lead to miscommunication, resentment, and breakdowns in relationships. Reflect on a time when you misread someone's tone or didn't recognize your own frustration during a disagreement. Such instances can create unnecessary barriers to effective communication. To enhance your emotional intelligence, start with self-awareness. This involves recognizing your emotions and understanding how they influence your behavior. When you feel anger bubbling beneath the surface, take a moment to identify the triggers. For example, if a coworker's dismissiveness frustrates you, acknowledge this feeling and explore its roots. Engage in reflective practices, such as journaling, to dissect your emotions and identify patterns. Next, develop your self-regulation skills. Once you understand your emotions, practice managing them appropriately. When faced with difficult conversations, pause and breathe deeply before responding. This moment of reflection can help you express your feelings thoughtfully, rather than reacting impulsively. Consider a scenario where you feel defensive during feedback at work. Instead of snapping back, you might say, "I appreciate your input. Let me reflect on this before I respond." This approach models emotional regulation and opens the dialogue. Social awareness is another critical aspect. To hone this skill, pay more attention to the emotions of those around you. Listen actively and observe body language, tone, and facial expressions. When someone appears anxious, address their concerns by acknowledging their feelings. For instance, "I can see that this topic is difficult for you. Would you like to share more about it?" Such practice cultivates empathy and connection. Finally, work on relationship management. Utilize emotional intelligence to foster stronger connections with others. Show appreciation for your colleagues' efforts by offering sincere compliments or acknowledging their contributions in team settings. For instance, if a teammate stayed late to finish a project, saying, "I noticed your hard work, and it really made a difference," can significantly boost morale and strengthen your bond. By embracing and developing your emotional intelligence, you will enhance your ability to navigate social interactions and cultivate more meaningful relationships. as we continue this journey through impactful communication. The next chapter will explore how to turn small talk into lasting bonds. Remember to subscribe to my channel Verbal Charisma to keep unlocking the secrets behind effective and enriching conversations. Chapter 13, Turning Small Talk into Lasting Bonds. Picture this. You're at a friendly gathering, surrounded by people you've just met. The conversation flows from weather to sports, yet everyone seems to fade into background noise. Then one person speaks up, sharing a personal story about their recent trip abroad. Suddenly, everyone's attention shifts, and the energy in the room transforms. This moment illustrates the power of turning small talk into lasting bonds, a fundamental skill that enables you to connect deeply with others beyond superficial exchanges. At its core, this skill involves weaving personal anecdotes and meaningful questions into conversations that elevate them from trivial chatter to deep connections. Understanding how to turn small talk into lasting relationships is crucial for enhancing your personal and professional interactions. Small talk often serves as an entry point into more substantial conversations. When we engage in genuine dialogue, we invite others to share their experiences and feelings, creating a foundation for trust and intimacy. However, failing to deepen these exchanges often results in missed opportunities for connection. Imagine sitting through a networking event filled with superficial pleasantries. As attendees leave without making meaningful connections, you realize everyone is more isolated than ever. To nurture this skill, begin by initiating conversations with open-ended questions that invite elaboration. Instead of asking, "Did you enjoy your weekend?" try something like, "What was the most memorable part of your weekend?" This encourages the other person to share more, allowing for a richer dialogue. Regale them with your own engaging stories that provide context to your questions. For instance, if someone mentions hiking, share a captivating experience hiking a beautiful trail, which naturally prompts them to contribute their own journeys. Another vital aspect is active listening. Engage fully with what the other person is saying, offering genuine interest in their stories and viewpoints. Nod, maintain eye contact, and reflect their emotional state through your responses. If they convey excitement about a new project, respond with enthusiasm, asking how they came to work on it or what challenges they face. By actively listening, you foster a connection and encourage them to continue sharing. Additionally, don't shy away from being vulnerable. Sharing your own experiences, fears, or dreams can be a powerful way to break barriers. For example, if someone discusses a setback they faced, you might share a similar experience of your own, illustrating that it's okay to be imperfect and that growth comes from challenges. This vulnerability can create a sense of camaraderie and trust. Practice gratitude by expressing appreciation for the moments shared. A simple, "I enjoyed hearing your story about that trip. It inspired me to consider similar adventures," not only reinforces your connection, but also invites ongoing dialogue. Finally, follow up on conversations after your initial encounter. If someone mentions a significant event happening in their life, use social media or a quick message to check in about it later. This gesture demonstrates that you value the relationship. By mastering the transition from small talk to deeper connections, you will enhance your capacity to forge meaningful relationships in various walks of life. Prepare to dive deeper into this vital skill set in the next chapter, where we'll explore persuasive speaking and how to influence others positively. Remember to subscribe to my channel, Verbal Charisma, as we continue to unlock the art of effective and enriching communication. Chapter 14, Persuasive Speaking, Influence with Integrity. Imagine standing in front of a gathering of your peers, presenting an idea that you believe has the potential to transform your team's approach to a pivotal project. You notice their eyes on you, sparked with curiosity, as you share your vision with conviction and clarity. In this moment, you are harnessing the power of persuasive speaking, the ability to articulate your thoughts in a compelling way that inspires others to embrace your perspective. This skill is not merely about convincing someone to agree with you. It's about communicating your message in a way that respects different viewpoints, while fostering a desire for collaboration. Persuasive speaking is critical for effectively influencing others in personal and professional contexts. It hinges on the ability to connect emotionally with your audience, presenting your ideas in a way that resonates with their values and interests. Engaging in persuasive dialogue encourages open discussions, enhances cooperation, and leads to informed decision-making. On the contrary, failing to communicate persuasively can lead to misinterpretations, misalignment, and lost opportunities. Picture a colleague at a meeting who makes a half-hearted pitch for a new tool without highlighting its benefits. This is bound to leave the audience unimpressed and uninterested. To develop your persuasive speaking skills, start by understanding your audience. Take the time to gather insights about their values, beliefs, and pain points before you present your ideas. For instance, if you're proposing a new marketing strategy, consider the audience's goals and how your proposal aligns with them. Framing your message in light of what matters to your listeners creates a compelling narrative that resonates. Next, use storytelling to enhance your presentation. Telling a relevant story engages your audience emotionally, making your message more relatable. For instance, if discussing the need for improved customer service, you might share a personal anecdote about a time you received exceptional service. This approach creates a vivid connection that makes your argument more persuasive. Additionally, practice the art of the call to action. This technique involves guiding your audience toward a specific action or decision that reinforces your message. After making your case, you might say something like, "Let's work together to implement this strategy next quarter." This not only reinforces your persuasive efforts, but also invites collaboration, facilitating a sense of shared purpose. Furthermore, anticipate objections. When addressing potential counter-arguments, acknowledge them openly and provide thoughtful responses. This approach demonstrates respect for differing opinions and enhances your credibility. For example, if someone questions the feasibility of your proposed plan, respond by outlining the steps you've taken to analyze potential challenges and solutions. Finally, refine your delivery. A confident demeanor, engaging body language, and clear articulation all contribute to your persuasive impact. Practice vocal variety to emphasize key points, and ensure your passion for the topic comes through authentically. Practicing your speech in front of friends or family can provide valuable feedback and boost your confidence. By mastering the art of persuasive speaking with integrity, you will become a more influential communicator, facilitating deeper connections and inspiring positive changes. Prepare to explore more effective communication techniques in the next chapter as we dive into conflict resolution and the art of speaking to be heard. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Verbal Charisma, to continue sharpening your communication toolkit for success. Chapter 15. Conflict Resolution. Speak to be heard. Imagine a tense office meeting where two team members are passionately clashing over differing opinions about a project's direction. As voices rise and frustration simmers, the atmosphere grows charged, making it difficult for anyone to reach a resolution. Suddenly, a third colleague intervenes, calmly directing the conversation toward a shared goal and facilitating a dialogue that allows both parties to express their concerns. This moment illustrates the powerful skill of conflict resolution, the ability to navigate disagreements and find constructive solutions that satisfy all parties involved. Effective conflict resolution is about fostering understanding, maintaining respect, and ensuring that every voice is heard. Understanding conflict resolution is essential for promoting healthier interactions in both personal and professional contexts. This skill not only helps to de-escalate tension, but also creates a foundation for collaboration and trust. When conflict is addressed properly, it can lead to innovative solutions and stronger relationships. However, the failure to resolve conflicts can result in lingering resentments, diminished productivity, and strains on relationships. Consider how unresolved disagreements can create a toxic work environment where collaboration falters and communication breaks down, ultimately stunting growth and creativity. To begin mastering the art of conflict resolution, start by recognizing the underlying emotions at play. When conflicts arise, emotions often drive the conversation more than the actual issues. Take a moment to understand your own feelings and those of others involved. Acknowledging emotions is critical. For instance, if during a heated discussion you sense frustration in a colleague, Saying, "I can see this matter is important to you," validates their feelings and opens the door for more constructive dialogue. Next, practice active listening. This means truly hearing what others are saying without preparing your rebuttal while they speak. A technique you can employ is paraphrasing. After someone expresses their thoughts, summarize their key points and reflect them back. For example, if a colleague shares concerns about deadlines, you might say, "So you're worried about how we'll meet our timeline with the current workload. Is that right?" This demonstrates your commitment to understanding their perspective and fosters open communication. Moreover, focus on shared goals. In any conflict, it's essential to identify the underlying objectives that both parties have in common. By shifting the conversation away from individual positions and highlighting mutual interests, you create a more collaborative atmosphere. For instance, if two team members disagree about resource allocation, remind them both of their shared goal: delivering a successful project. This reframing helps everyone work towards a common solution rather than viewing one another as opponents. Additionally, remain calm and composed throughout the resolution process. If emotions begin to escalate, take a deep breath and encourage others to focus on the issue rather than personal attacks. Sometimes, suggesting a short break can provide everyone with the space they need to regroup and approach the discussion with a clearer mindset. By honing these conflict resolution techniques, you will transform potential confrontations into opportunities for growth and collaboration. Embrace your ability to manage disagreements effectively, and you will find that your relationships, both personal and professional, flourish as a result. Get ready to dive deeper into understanding social dynamics in our next chapter, where we'll explore how to thrive in any social setting. And remember to subscribe to my channel, Verbal Charisma, to continue enhancing your communication journey. Chapter 16. The Role of Body Language in Connection. Imagine walking into a room where two people seem to be engaged in a heated discussion. Their words might be calm, but you can immediately sense the tension. Crossed arms, furrowed brows, and the distance between them say it all. This moment highlights the significance of body language, a powerful form of nonverbal communication that speaks volumes about our emotions and intentions. Body language encompasses our posture, gestures, facial expressions, and eye contact, all of which play a crucial role in how we connect with others. By understanding and mastering body language, we can enhance our interactions and convey our thoughts more effectively. The ability to read and utilize body language is vital for fostering meaningful connections. Our nonverbal cues often convey more about our feelings than our words, which means that mastering this skill can enrich your relationships. When body language aligns with verbal messages, it creates a powerful sense of authenticity that builds trust and rapport. In contrast, mismatched signals can lead to confusion and distrust. Think about a time when someone smiled while delivering bad news. The conflicting signals might have left you feeling unsettled. Recognizing and interpreting these cues can elevate your communication, allowing you to respond more appropriately. To develop your body language skills, start with self-awareness. Pay attention to your own nonverbal signals during conversations. Are you leaning in, showing engagement, or are you withdrawn with crossed arms? For instance, in a meeting, leaning slightly forward with an open posture conveys interest and receptiveness, while pulling back with closed body language can signal disinterest or defensiveness. By consciously adjusting your body language, you can create a welcoming environment that encourages open dialogue. Next, practice mirroring. This involves subtly mimicking the body language of the person you're speaking with. For example, if they lean forward enthusiastically, do the same. This creates a sense of camaraderie and connection, naturally fostering rapport. Suppose you are in a casual conversation and your friend uses expansive gestures. Matching their energy can enhance the feeling of connection, making them feel understood and valued. Additionally, hone your eye contact. Making appropriate eye contact can be a powerful tool in building trust. When engaging with someone, aim to maintain eye contact for about 50 to 70% of the conversation. However, be mindful of cultural differences, as norms regarding eye contact vary globally. If you notice the other person looking away frequently, they may feel uncomfortable or anxious. Adjust your approach accordingly, perhaps by softening your expression or offering encouragement. Moreover, become mindful of your facial expressions. A frown or blank stare can convey disinterest or irritation, even if your intent is the opposite. Practice using positive facial expressions, such as smiling or nodding, to create an inviting atmosphere. If someone shares a personal story, a warm smile and an empathetic nod can affirm their feelings and encourage them to open up further. Finally, consider using your gestures intentionally. Open gestures, such as keeping your palms visible, can convey honesty and openness, while closed gestures may suggest defensiveness. In your next conversation, experiment with using gestures to emphasize your points and place the focus on connection rather than contention. By mastering the nuances of body language, you will unlock new avenues for connection and understanding. As your ability to read and utilize nonverbal communication evolves, so too will your interactions become more meaningful and impactful. Get ready for the next chapter, where we will explore the art of maintaining conversational flow for engaging dialogue. And remember to subscribe to my channel, Verbal Charisma, for more insights on effective communication strategies. Chapter 17, Conversational Flow. Keep it engaging. Imagine you are at a gathering, watching two friends share an animated exchange, their conversation flowing seamlessly like a river adapting to the landscape around it. They build on each other's ideas, weaving in laughter and stories, captivating everyone nearby. This captivating scene exemplifies the skill of maintaining conversational flow, the art of guiding discussions in a manner that keeps everyone engaged and connected. Conversational flow is about creating a dynamic dialogue where ideas bounce back and forth effortlessly, making interactions not only enjoyable but also productive. Understanding conversational flow is essential for effective communication, as it allows for deeper connections and understanding among participants. When conversations flow naturally, they foster genuine engagement, helping all parties feel valued and heard. Conversely, when conversational flow is disrupted due to awkward pauses, interruptions, or tangents, relationships can stagnate, leaving participants feeling disconnected and frustrated. Picture an awkward conversation at a networking event where the discussion halts and silence hangs heavily in the air. Such moments can leave lasting impressions that inhibit future interactions. To enhance your ability to maintain conversational flow, start by actively listening. Engage fully with what others are saying and remain present in the moment. For instance, if a colleague shares a recent success, respond with genuine interest and follow-up questions. You might say, "That's fantastic. How did you overcome the challenges you faced along the way?" This approach not only encourages them to expand on their thoughts but also demonstrates that you value their input, keeping the conversation moving forward. Another technique to consider is the use of transitional phrases that guide the discussion in a natural direction. By expertly using phrases like, "speaking of that," or "that reminds me of," you can relate different topics or ideas fluidly. If someone mentions an exciting project, you could transition by saying, "That reminds me of a similar project I worked on," allowing the dialogue to flow and creating connections between different experiences. It's also important to be mindful of the balance between speaking and listening. A common mistake is allowing one person to dominate the conversation, which can hinder engagement. Strive to invite contributions from others by posing open-ended questions, encouraging participation from everyone involved. For instance, if a group is discussing a project, you could ask, "What does everyone think about the proposed timeline?" This not only decentralizes the conversation, but also engages others in the dialogue. Additionally, observe the energy of the conversation. If you sense that interest is waning, pivot the discussion or introduce a new topic. Often, humor can be a great way to revive stagnant conversations, offering a light-hearted approach that fosters connection and rejuvenates engagement. Sharing a relevant anecdote or a fun fact can shift the tone and bring a renewed sense of enthusiasm to the dialogue. Lastly, practice active facilitation. If you notice someone trying to contribute but struggling to find their place, gently help them in by saying, "I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic," making it easier for them to engage. This practice not only fosters inclusivity, but also ensures that all voices are heard. By mastering the art of conversational flow, you unlock the potential for more enjoyable and meaningful interactions. Ready yourself as we delve deeper into techniques that will enhance your conversational skills in our next chapter, where we will explore social dynamics and how to thrive in any setting. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, Verbal Charisma, so you can continue to evolve as a compelling and engaging communicator. Chapter 18. How to make people feel understood. Imagine sitting across from a friend who is sharing their struggles, their voice trembling as they recount a recent setback. You nod along, maintaining eye contact, and as you listen, you can almost feel their pain. When they finish speaking, you respond by paraphrasing their story, validating their feelings, and reflecting back the emotions they've shared. In that moment, they feel truly understood. This powerful skill of making others feel understood goes beyond mere listening. It encompasses empathy, reflection, and deep engagement that transforms conversations into safe havens. Making people feel understood is essential in building and nurturing relationships, both personal and professional. This skill creates a connection that fosters trust and openness, encouraging others to share more of themselves without fear of judgment. When someone feels understood, they are more likely to engage genuinely, which can lead to richer conversations and collaborations. Conversely, missing this opportunity can leave individuals feeling isolated or dismissed. Recall a time when you confided in someone, only to be met with indifference or distraction. That stark failure to connect can undermine future attempts and hinder authentic relationships. To start honing this important skill, begin by actively listening. This means setting aside distractions and focusing solely on the person speaking. For example, during conversations, put down your phone and maintain eye contact, demonstrating that their words matter. Practicing active listening helps you grasp not only the content of what is said but also the feelings behind the words. Try practicing this technique during a casual chat with a friend. Rather than waiting to respond, let their words guide your thoughts. Next, embrace empathetic statements. When someone shares a concern, acknowledge their feelings with phrases like, "That sounds really tough," or, "I can imagine how stressful that must be." Such statements provide affirmation and show that you're not simply hearing but truly engaging with their experience. For instance, if a colleague expresses frustration over workload, responding with empathy encourages them to open up further, reinforcing your connection. Another effective technique is to paraphrase or summarize what the other person has shared. This not only demonstrates your attentiveness, but also gives them a chance to clarify if you've misunderstood. You can say something like, "So what I'm hearing is that you feel overwhelmed by your tasks and need support. Is that correct?" This approach validates their feelings and shows that you are genuinely invested in their experience. Additionally, use open-ended questions to prompt deeper dialogue. Instead of asking questions that can be answered with yes or no, try framing inquiries like, "How did that experience make you feel?" Such questions encourage others to explore their emotions further, paving the way for more profound discussions. For instance, if a friend shares a success, probing questions about their feelings or motivations can lead to an inspiring exchange. Lastly, practice patience. Sometimes, people need time to articulate their thoughts or emotions fully. Resist the urge to jump in with solutions immediately. Instead, give them space to express themselves and process their experiences. This calm and supportive approach makes them feel safe, cultivating a stronger sense of understanding. By mastering the art of making people feel understood, you will enhance your ability to form meaningful connections and foster open communication. Look forward to the next chapter, where we will explore social dynamics and how to thrive in any setting. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Verbal Charisma, to keep honing your communication skills and unlocking the secrets to impactful interactions. Chapter 19. Social Dynamics. Thrive in any setting. Picture yourself at a bustling networking event filled with a diverse group of professionals from various backgrounds. The atmosphere is charged with energy, but rather than feeling overwhelmed, you effortlessly navigate through conversations, connecting with individuals who share your interests. This scenario perfectly exemplifies the understanding of social dynamics, the ability to read the room, adapt your communication style, and build rapport with others in any environment. Mastering social dynamics means being aware of the intricate web of interactions and responding appropriately, allowing for smoother exchanges and deeper connections. Understanding social dynamics is essential for effective communication, as it equips you to navigate varying social contexts with ease and confidence. This skill enables you to discern the unspoken rules of any group, such as who the influencers are, the overall mood, or how to engage with individuals based on their communication styles. When you grasp these elements, you create opportunities for meaningful interactions and collaborations. Conversely, failing to read social dynamics can lead to miscommunication, awkward situations, or alienation. Consider a time when you joined a new group only to feel lost amid conversations. That disconnect can stifle your ability to contribute and build relationships. To develop your understanding of social dynamics, begin by observing the environment around you. Pay attention to the body language, tone of voice, and gestures of those who are interacting. For instance, if you notice a group leaning in towards one person speaking animatedly, it might indicate that the speaker holds a position of influence within that particular dynamic. Use this knowledge to approach them when it seems appropriate, fostering a connection based on mutual engagement. Next, practice adaptability in your communication style. Different situations may require varied approaches. For example, conversing with colleagues might call for a more formal tone, while chatting with friends may allow for informal language and humor. Be attuned to the preferences of those around you and adjust accordingly. If discussions veer into light-hearted banter, feel free to join in. However, if the mood is serious, show your respect by maintaining a thoughtful demeanor. This flexibility can facilitate smoother interactions and help you resonate with those you engage with. Another useful technique is to actively seek common ground during conversations. When meeting someone new, ask open-ended questions that encourage them to share their interests, experiences, or opinions. For example, you might say, "What inspired you to choose this industry?" This question invites dialogue and reveals shared passions, establishing rapport and enriching the conversation. Engage fully by listening attentively to their responses and connecting your experiences back to theirs. Additionally, build your confidence in social settings through practice. Attend various social gatherings, from professional conferences to informal meetups, and consciously apply the techniques you learn. Role-playing different scenarios with friends or family can also help prepare you for unexpected dynamics. This practice will enhance your ability to respond in real situations and improve your overall comfort. Finally, reflect on your experiences after social interactions. Consider what went well and where you could improve. Did you adequately read the room? Did you connect with others effectively? This reflection allows for continuous growth in your social skills. By mastering the intricacies of social dynamics, you will find yourself thriving in any interaction, forging connections that enrich both your personal and professional life. Look forward to the next chapter, where we will explore how to maintain deep connections that last a lifetime. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Verbal Charisma, for more insights into becoming an exceptional communicator. Chapter 20: Mastering Deep Connections for Life. Imagine sitting with a close friend at a quaint cafe, sharing laughter and stories, when suddenly, a vulnerability is unveiled. Truths about fears, dreams, and the struggles of life spill out. In that moment, the bond deepens, creating a connection that transcends the ordinary. This poignant scene captures the essence of mastering deep connections, the ability to relate with others on a profound level, fostering trust and understanding that withstands the test of time. Deep connections are built on openness, empathy, and authentic communication, transforming casual acquaintances into lifelong relationships. Mastering the skill of deep connections is vital because it allows individuals to experience the richness of human interaction. In an increasingly fast-paced world, where superficial exchanges are the norm, the ability to forge genuine relationships can provide emotional support, increase happiness, and enhance personal fulfillment. These connections are essential not just for friendship, but also for professional networks, collaboration, and even conflict resolution. Failing to cultivate such bonds can lead to isolation and loneliness, leaving you feeling disconnected in both your personal and professional circles. Think back to a time when you shared a meaningful conversation that left you feeling energized and understood. Those are the moments we strive for. To develop deep connections, begin by practicing vulnerability. Be willing to share your own experiences, fears, and aspirations with others. This openness encourages reciprocity. When you disclose something personal, it invites others to do the same. For instance, during a work lunch, you might share a challenge you faced in your role. Inviting colleagues to join in your experience fosters a safe space for deeper discussion and builds mutual trust. Additionally, prioritize active listening. When someone speaks, focus entirely on them. Suspend judgment and set aside your thoughts. Demonstrating genuine interest by nodding, maintaining eye contact, and asking follow-up questions shows that you value their input. Imagine a friend discussing their recent struggles. Responding with empathy, such as, "That sounds incredibly challenging. How are you handling it?" encourages a more profound dialogue, leading to a stronger bond. Moreover, engage in shared experiences to deepen connections. Whether through hobbies, volunteering, or professional collaborations, shared activities create a common ground that strengthens relationships. For example, forming a study group at work not only enhances learning but fosters camaraderie as participants navigate challenges together. These experiences create lasting memories that anchor relationships and shared history. Furthermore, don't underestimate the power of gratitude. Expressing appreciation for others fosters a sense of value and belonging. Simple gestures such as saying, "I really appreciate your support during that project, it meant a lot to me," reinforces bonds and shows others they are significant in your life. Lastly, invest time in maintaining these connections. Regular check-ins, whether through text messages, phone calls, or coffee dates, show that you care about the relationship. Reach out during significant events, or simply to share a funny story that reminded you of them. These small efforts go a long way in nurturing deep-rooted connections. By mastering the art of deep connections, you will cultivate meaningful relationships that enrich your life and the lives of those around you. As you embark on this journey, prepare yourself for a fulfilling exploration of authentic engagement and heartfelt interactions. Remember to subscribe to my channel, Verbal Charisma, for more insights as you continue sharpening your communication prowess and enriching your connections with others. As we conclude this journey through the art of effective communication, remember that each skill you've explored, be it mastering body language, active listening, or fostering deep connections, serves as a vital tool in enriching your interactions. By implementing these techniques, you can transform ordinary exchanges into powerful moments of understanding and collaboration. The ability to connect authentically with others not only enhances your personal and professional life, but also empowers you to inspire those around you. Thank you for taking the time to engage with this content. Your commitment to growth is commendable. Now, I encourage you to take immediate action by practicing these skills in your daily conversations. Together, let's transform the way we connect and communicate. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Verbal Charisma, to continue your journey toward exceptional communication.